Alright, so today we're going to have a race. Ask yourself, what is one of the most common things that you have to do on a daily occurrence if you're out doing a camping trip, touring around Australia? I tell you what, it's probably letting down your tyres. So having the right tyre deflator is crucial, and some take forever, some are really quick, and then some are just downright not accurate at all. For a long period of time, we've been running these Storm deflators. These things are trialed, proven, tested. One thing these deflators lack though is a pressure indication on the thread itself. So sometimes we go to gravel, we'll drop the tyres to say 30 psi, and then if we go to sand, we need to drop them to 15 psi. With the Storms, they're limited because once you set them at your preset setting, you've only got one setting there available. So for a long time, the Camp Boss deflators have been the best ones to get because unlike the Storms, they actually have a pressure indication panel on the side pressed into the thread itself. So you can set whatever pressures you want and then lock it down and put these on the tyre. Today, I'm going to be testing a new set of deflators, and these ones are actually from iCheck. So iCheck are a small Australian-made company. They have created what they say is the best deflator for Australia because they're quick and they're accurate. So a lot of the times when things are quick means they're really inaccurate. So today we're going to be having a race. We're going to be testing these deflators, seeing for time as well as accuracy. So we're not going to just do one test, we're going to do this 5 times so we get a nice average look at how they perform. So let's open up the iCheck little package here. So these are the deflators, this is how they come. They come in like one of the old tobacco cases, really cool. The case is hardy, so it's going to last. And on the back, Sam from iCheck has actually been nice enough to write what he recommends on gravel roads, on sand roads. So if you are a novice to full driving, this is a cheat sheet on the back of the deflators, which is genius. It tells you exactly what pressures to run in specific applications. So for gravel roads, he recommends 26 to 30 psi, corrugations 25, sand 15 to 20, recovering vehicles 6 to 10 psi, which is pretty relevant. And also, as you open it up, there are your deflators there. It comes with 4. They come in like a nice foam place, so they all go back in the way they came out. And also instructions on how to use them. So literally tells you exactly how to set these up for whatever pressures. It's really straightforward. I'll show you in a minute. If you forget, it's always here. Another really good thing about them for me, I always lose black caps off your Schroeder valves in the sand, on the gravel, on the bitumen, because black blends into things. Sam has actually made these bright red, so you can't lose them. You see them on the ground and stuff, you pick them up and you find them, so you'll never lose these in the dirt ever again. So I really like that. I think it's ingenious, and there's a few other little things internally in these deflators which we'll get into soon. Alright, so let's talk a bit about price, because obviously that comes into it. So a quick Google shows that the Storm tyre deflators are $79. The Camp Boss actually come out as most expensive. They're $125, and then the iCheck deflators, they're coming in at $79, so the same as the Storm deflators, so very affordable. So yeah, I thought I'd let you guys know the price. With our 10% off, you're saving $7.90, so with my crappy maths, it'll be about $72 for a set of these, which means they come in the cheapest out of all the 3. This one's slightly different to the Camp Boss, but it does have some increments on the side here, so hopefully the camera's focusing in nicely. 30 psi, but we want to be at 20 psi. So what I'm going to do is wind that lock ring out, unscrew it so the 20 now lines up. There's the 20 mark. Screw the lock ring down to that, and there we go. We're set on 20 psi. Simple as that. So I'll do the same with the Camp Boss one, and then we'll get ready for the race. We're ready for the race. Sarah's going to be on the left-hand side of Leroy the Land Cruiser with the iCheck deflators. I'm going to be on the right with the Camp Boss. We're going to start at the exact same time. I'm going to put a timer on the screen so you guys see how long it takes for both runs. And as soon as Sarah's side's finished deflating, she's going to put her hand up to signal that she's finished, and vice versa. We're going to actually test the accuracy with a tyre pressure gauge and see how close to the mark they got. So we've set them both on 20 psi. We've pumped the tyres up both to 40, which I'll show you now. I've done a cross-reference between the ARB gauge as well as the iCheck gauge, so I've made sure they're both 40 psi. Alright, I'm on.
Yeah, I'm on.
Normally it takes 3 minutes. Wait a sec, mine's already cut out. Cut.
So as you've seen there, guys, the Camp Boss deflator cut out well earlier to set PSI. Immediately, I jumped to the conclusion that I set the deflator up wrong.
Fine. So you can make a turn, half a turn or a quarter of a turn, and it can change the PSI that comes out of your tyre.
Checked everything. I've gone on the Jace Andrews Camp Boss website and I've set it up the same way he has, so I'm not sure why it's doing that. It's cutting out like at 33 PSI, so it's only let 7 PSI out of the tyres.
So after eliminating human error from the equation, we decided to test the other 3 deflators left in the pack. The results we got were roughly the same. The best deflator cut out at 26 PSI, 6 PSI above the set pressure.
Alright, so for the purpose of this test, we did go out and buy a Camp Boss set of deflators. For some reason, it keeps cutting out. We don't know why, but it seems like there's dodgy because it's still leaking air out now. I'll show you. So does that mean it's still deflating if the air's slightly coming out? So that's a massive bummer. I was really hoping to do a test and do this properly, but I know this is probably just a dodgy set, I guess. I've read other reviews saying some are good, so obviously not everyone's got a dodgy set. I don't know what's going on with this set. I've pulled it apart, cleaned it up, just trying to troubleshoot as best I can with it, but it doesn't seem to be playing the game. So yeah, I don't know what to say, but we'll do a test on the iChecks, and yeah, we'll see how quick they deflate. Just a speed run on this and see the accuracy of this. So back to 40 PSI, I'll screw this on and start the timer. Let's check the accuracy first. Alright, so we'll unscrew this now. .05, so we're half a PSI out. That's pretty bloody good, if you ask me. That's amazing accuracy. And yeah, we'll do a few more runs, we'll get a bit of a speed average, and then we'll also get an accuracy average as well, and we'll let you know. Speed test number 5, we've almost got an average on accuracy as well. Can't wait, but we'll get this one done. So I'll start the timer now. Slow down, stop. So that was 2 minutes 46.
So here we have it, guys. These are our results. As you can see, I've put it into this high-tech spreadsheet. So the Camp Boss did not finish. I didn't think it was fair to race these against the iChecks because of course they're going to be faster if they're only letting 10 PSI out of the tyres. The time it took to decrease 20 PSI out of our tyres was around that 3-minute mark. Some just below and some after, and the accuracy was pretty on point. Did see fluctuations of around 1 PSI, and also that third test being 1.5 PSI out. I think that was user error. I flicked the lock ring as I was tightening it onto the stem, so maybe that's my fault, which does happen out in the bush as well. All in all, I think they're quite good results. However, quite disappointed that I couldn't test them against something. So if you do have a Camp Boss set out there, if you do get a day where it's around 18 to 20 degrees ambient, and you do have a 295 70/17 tyre, you want to test it against my times, the size of the tyre and the ambient temperature of the day definitely impacts the speed in which tyres deflate. So keep that in mind.
All right, so that's the spring size in the iCheck one. And then let's have a look at the spring size in the Camp Boss one. It's made out of a totally different, see the spring size? I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like twice as big a gauge in the iCheck one, and I think that's why it's so accurate. Unfortunately, we didn't get to do the test between Camp Boss and the iCheck. I wish we could have. I did promise you a test, so what I'm gonna do is test the Storm, which is the old faithful proven technology, against the iCheck. I like to think that these are literally the exact same quality. The only better thing, the iCheck actually has the measurements on the side. Let's get on to the race. Let's race the Storm versus the new improved iCheck deflator. Alright, so Sarah's got the iCheck, I've got the Storm, both at 40 PSI. I've checked them twice. So let's get into it, see which one's quicker. You ready to go, Sarah?
Yeah.
I'm still going.
Copy me.
I'm still going. Yeah. So the iCheck on Sarah's side beat me by 4 seconds. As soon as I saw Sarah put her hand up, I fucking put my hand up. So on the channel, we always like to test the products before we promote it to you guys. So we don't let you know we've got it until we've tested it and we're happy. If you do want to get your hands on the set, we do have 10% off SKT10. We'll get you 10% off store-wide. They're super accurate, super fast, and I love the red colour. You won't be able to lose them in the dirt. We've been running the TPMS, the Tyre Pressure Monitoring System, all around Australia for over a year now. All iCheck stuff is very high quality, and the way they work is they take average products and they take all the problems out of things, reinvent the wheel, and then give you an even better products and eliminate all the problems that you had before. And the Storms are great. But like I said, biggest letdown is actually not having any indication on the side. So these are very dynamic and you can change them on the go. Another really good thing about iCheck is that it's a small Australian business which we like to support. Sam owns it. He's a one-man band operating out of Victoria. It's coming up to, we're going to be doing an iCheck giveaway. So we're going to be giving away a tyre pressure monitoring system worth over $330. But you have to be subscribed to the channel. So when we do that, we'll notify you. But if you're not subscribed, you're not going to win. So go ahead and do that. Keep on the lookout for the giveaway. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Like I said, SKT10 for 10% off. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks, legends.